So, are there some things that you absolutely wanted to stop doing in 2024? Or are there some things that you absolutely felt like you must start in 2024? Well, I am here to share with you a few things that I want to start, stop, and continue for the year 2024. So, hi everybody. I'm Stacy Ciceron, host of the Girl Activate podcast, and I can't wait to jump into this shorty episode. So, first of all, let me just tell you a little bit about what inspired me to make this episode. A few years ago, well, first of all, traditionally, I'm a very goal oriented person. I like to set my vision. I used to do vision boards. I used to have quarterly check ins with my accountability partner before we both got busy. So I am very familiar with goal setting and being focused and being very clear. Over the years, it kind of just weaned off. When things are going good, you know how we are. When things are going good, we feel like we don't necessarily need it anymore. So, just at the end of last year, I remembered a technique that my aunt had shared with me that they use in her corporate setting. She's in a management position, and it was a start, stop, and continue. So, what they would do is do regular reviews and assessments, and this is how they figured out what they were going to take into the next quarter or to the next year. A simple analysis of start, stop, continue. What are we going to start doing next? What are we going to continue doing next? And what are we going to stop? I think I said it in the wrong order, but what are we going to start doing? What are we going to stop doing? And what are we going to continue to do? Right. And also, I love that because it gives you an opportunity to kind of reflect on where you are now, what's working, what you want to change up in the future. It just gives you an opportunity to just reflect and improve. And that's one thing that I liked about it. And it's so crazy because I thought it was going to be so simple to create this list because I already know what I want to, what I want to stop doing. I think when people create New Year's resolutions or coming into the new year, you already know what I want to stop eating junk food. I want to stop watching TV, or I want to stop being on social media. You can think of all the toxic things that you want to stop doing. But when you think about, okay, so what am I going to start? What am I going to continue? For some reason, I didn't think it was going to be so difficult. Well, not really difficult, but I just thought as soon as I sat down to write that it would be so easy to put this list together when actually it wasn't that easy to put together. It actually caused me to procrastinate a little bit in putting this list together. And in my procrastination and kind of waiting around, I saw another person on social media actually that did something similar, and she posted it on her Instagram page. And I said, you know what? Let me copy a few things that she has going on here so I can put it on my list and see. Because, sometimes you don't got to reinvent the wheel, baby. If somebody else said it and that's how you feel and you got a little writer's block, sometimes you just need to use that to create a prompt. All right. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with my start, stop, and continue. And then I'm going to go on to the one that I found. So if you see me looking down, it's because I got my notes and I want to just, stay on track here. So one of the things that I want to start doing in 2024 is a 12-week year planning. And this is a concept that was brought about by this author, Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington. They came up with the concept of the 12-week year. This isn't the book. This is actually the workbook. And what they pretty much created was a new way of thinking. So like instead of annualized thinking, they call it, when you think that you have all year to do things, they think that you will be more productive if you acted as if you only had 12 weeks in a year. So that's where the 12-week year was born. And also they believe in a holistic approach. So not just concentrating on your business or concentrating on your health or concentrating, in one area, but a holistic approach. So your personal life, your business, your family, your health, and, I believe it's up to 12 categories that you can choose. But anyway, I thought it would be great as I am trying to get back into accountability with my goals and with my vision. It just came at the right time. So I literally downloaded a template for me to stay on track. So I have a digital form of it, I have a written form of it, and I really want to be able to stay on track. And I just have, and oh, and the other thing is just now narrowing it down to three major goals instead of having this whole big goal list. I've never been a whole big goal list kind of person, but narrowing it down even more, like what's that big thing that you can accomplish that's going to help all the other things. So I just have three main goals. Number one, it's my health. Number two, I want to master my day, my CEO schedule. When you work from home a lot, sometimes you like to, you just have so much freedom that you have to have discipline in doing that. And I am very productive, but I feel like it feels like my work is just bleeding into my life, and I want to be able to just have a very productive work schedule, work hours. I call it a CEO schedule, where I concentrate on systems and then separate into my personal life. So that's my goal. And my last goal is to have a successful launch in this first 12 weeks. My goal is to enroll a minimum of 53 students to my Activate Your Brand online digital course, where I help creative professionals to leverage their personal brand online to attract partnerships with high-end customers or brand opportunities. So next thing I want to start, that kind of took a little long. Maybe I'll just keep it a little shorter this time. So the next thing I want to do is start using planning and productivity apps. Like I told you, I downloaded templates. I'm really trying to digitize myself because let me tell you, I was a pen and paper girly, okay? Paper and pencil girly, very specific, or a gel ink pen and paper girly. And now I find that sometimes those things, especially when I start traveling again for work, you don't always have them at hand, and things become all over the place. When you digitize, you can have everything all at once. They can track your progress, and what you measure will improve. That is the rule. What you measure will improve. Not my words. Number three, regular accountability check-ins. I've already reached out to my accountability partner. If she's in fact too busy, because we have both been very busy, I'm just going to start posting a lot of my goals on social media and through my emails. So just letting my community hold me accountable in the meantime. And one thing that I learned about accountability, it's not about consequences, it's about ownership. So I don't necessarily need a person. This is in the past, it was like this person that really, holds you accountable. It almost feels like you would have a consequence for not meeting your goal. But I know that's kind of like a tough love way of thinking about it. But I feel like I can step up and take ownership for my own accountability and share it with my community. Number four, focus on my physical and mental health. I don't think that requires much of an explanation. When you focus on your business, sometimes, other areas suffer. And for me, that happened to be my mental and physical health. Number five, building online education community. Like I said, I am launching my online course in a few days, like a week or so. And I want to build a whole community around that, and my personal brand around business and personal branding, just to add on and evolve my brand into that. So what do we want to stop doing? Let's get to the juicy stuff, right? So I think for me, as soon as I thought about what am I going to stop, I automatically started to think about playing small and doubting myself. As confident as I appear when I'm in front of the camera or when I'm presenting, we have a human tendency to downplay ourselves and doubt ourselves and really play small. And, let me know in the comments if you can resonate and relate to what I'm saying. I don't think it's something that you ever going to really get rid of. I don't think I'll be getting rid of it, but I really want to be able to manage it and not let it get in the way so much. Just waiting for approval, or just waiting to see if my ideas meet the standards of somebody else's thing. Like, that's all to me. This is the year of letting that part go. So I really want to stop doing that. I want to stop playing small. I want to stop doubting myself. I want to stop waiting for approval. Okay. I don't know if you heard that. I just got a little invitation. And number two, waiting until I feel like it. That is such an artist thing. And that's I shared this multiple times, that artists, that's my soft spot. Working with creative professionals, service providers, and artists, we are so sensitive. We have to do things when we feel like it. But as a business, trying to grow as a business owner, that's not going to work. You're not going to build consistency that way. You're not going to build trust with your community that way if you only do things when you feel like it. If you feel like this is you and you only want to do things when you feel like it, you have to step into an entrepreneur mindset and just delegate it to people who would love to do it. That's one thing that I've been learning as I've been researching on marketing and business and mastering my CEO day, is that entrepreneurs know how to delegate things out. It's not for us to wear this badge of honor to feel like we must be able to do everything. And stop scrolling for inspo. Okay. I found myself, especially now that I'm building an online course about a different topic, I've been kind of scrolling to find inspiration from different accounts and different leaders, people who are being successful. But the more I scroll, the more distracted I get, because you're never going to stay on topic. Also, the comparisonitis kicks in, because at first you feel inspired, and then right after that you feel like, I'm never going to be able to do this because they're so much better than me. So I definitely want to get scrolling on the schedule, maybe sometime in the morning, sometime in the evening. First of all, I've been time blocking. Part of mastering my CEO day was to really just start setting out times. It's been so successful so far. And for a lot of people, this is a very successful week. They said scientifically, not science, statistically, people start weaning off around the second week of January, but I'm feeling very successful in my efforts to, especially with my calendar open, my time blocking, and digitizing everything. I'm having a really great first week. And what do I want to continue? I didn't really get all the way up to 5 with what I wanted to stop, because that was major. Like playing small and wait until I feel like it and scrolling. Those are things that's got to go. Okay. Now, what are we going to continue doing? I want to continue, and this is the good part, right? This is where I highlight what's been working, what I feel like I'm doing good. And I want to just keep, number one, I want to keep showing up and improving no matter what. That's what I've been doing. Like times get tough and things have been going on a roller coaster up and down, but I still have been finding a way to just show up and finding a way to improve no matter what, just kind of mind over matter kind of thing. I want to continue my thought leader journey. I've been known in the beauty space and the textured hair space. And now I would like to continue to grow my personal brand as a thought leader, as a motivator, as an encourager in the business and personal brand space. I think it's a great fit because it's something I've already been doing behind the scenes, just not, I didn't want to confuse my audience. But now growing as a thought leader just feels very natural to me because it's something I was doing anyway. I just didn't let the world know that I was doing it. I want to continue researching. I've committed to reading 30 to 50 books this year, and that's all in my efforts to continue researching in my field to just stay focused. Because sometimes I'll want to do personal development, then I want to do business and whatever is interesting at the time. But I'm really going to focus my research on business, personal branding, and marketing, even though branding falls under marketing, and continuing to work on myself, doing the inner work. And I think once focusing on health is going to help me to be able to do that, focusing on my physical and mental health, not, just overall health. And because sometimes when you think of health, you think of losing weight, but it's, what kind of nutritious foods can I feed my body? What kind of way can I stay hydrated? How can I stretch? How can I work out? How can I make time to quiet my mind? What can I, like that's what I mean when I say just keep doing the inner work and the healing, that has to occur. That is an ongoing process, and prepping my girls for their next chapter. They're seniors in high school. I don't have to say much about that. And lastly, continue to choose joy. Let me move on to homegirls list right here. Some of the things that I'm gonna be in for 2024 is being relentless when it's important to me. Reading, I said that. But you know what else I want to talk about? I wanted to talk about something specific about stop trying to be perfect. Okay. So for my podcast interviews, I was. I didn't want to read from notes. I didn't want to look like I didn't have it together. I didn't want to appear like, unorganized, like I didn't have it together. And I've been watching podcasts and people have their phones and their iPads or note cards or cue cards. And they rely on this to stay on track. I don't know why I thought that I had this photographic memory that I'd be able to do that. And I think that's part of the perfectionism, trying to just look like I have it all together. So right now I actually have an iPad that I'm using, and you kind of talk through your quirks. Talk through what's not working. Let the audience know what's happening instead of trying to hide it and trying to be so perfect. So what's not in for 2024 is talking negatively about myself, saying yes when I really want to say no, worrying too much about other people's opinion of me, no boundaries for social scrolling. That's one thing that I was talking about. It just becomes a distraction. You start out doing one thing and you end up somewhere. The explore page took you somewhere that you didn't even till you forgot what the inspiration was that you were looking for in the first place. And not trusting my intuition. So I shared my list and a couple of things that I found on her list. So maybe that can help you to trigger some ideas of some things that you want to, jot down and work on. Because maybe you don't even think about this is a great way to reassess or evaluate or reflect on where you are. So that's a couple of things that I wanted to be able to bring to light in this episode is, one, that I am starting a new way of planning, which is a 12-week year that will help me to get more done in 12 weeks than some people take in 12 months. Okay. Being able to map out my schedule, being able to minimize the scrolling, and being able to reflect, have a tool. This start, stop, and continue is a tool that you can use as a reflection, as an evaluation tool. So I'm not going to keep you too long on this one. It was definitely one of those short, quick episodes where I'm just sharing a little update about what's working and what I plan to do. And let me know if this is something that you heard of before or something that you are also going to implement. I can't wait to hear from you. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't let you know that the first week of, before I get to that, my free masterclass is coming up next week on, I have two classes, one on January 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern and one on January 10th at 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm working really hard to set up those pages. The tech is kicking my butt right now, but I'm getting that together for those 2 days. And that's going to be followed by an enrollment to activate your brand. I'm so excited about this, nervous, happy, scared, all at the same time. But this is part of the goals. This is part of pushing through, part of feeling the fear and just doing it anyway. Like you can just feel the fear and do it anyway. That's it's easier said than done. But I'm maybe it doesn't look like it, but that's how I feel right now in this moment of time. And lastly, the natural hair meetup that everybody's been asking about. And look out for the emails. If you're not already in the community, in the Girl Activate community, in the Stacy Ciceron community, make sure you go to my website at stacyciceron.com and join the community so you could be one of the first to know about upcoming events, products, offers, services. I have a few things in the pipeline that I'm very excited about, and usually my community is going to be the first to know. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned. I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.